We live? We here? I feel like Anchorman, you know, like when he thinks he's not on air. Oh, but I am. On my monitor here, it says still waiting for Spopes though. So am I waiting for Spopes? No, Spopes is here. I guess I'll try resetting it here real quick. No. Let's try again. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Welcome, chat. Welcome to the stream. The stream on YouTube, which is I don't know, maybe I'll change my mind at some point, but I'm thinking the only place I'm ever gonna stream. We're gonna talk about that today. Welcome Unmechanized. Phase 2, I just started it. Hey Bill. I picked up the quest. You talk to Scordo, you talk to the Argonian lady, you get the quest, and then you go somewhere and you do something. But as far as how it's going for the server, we're at 3.1%, which I find to be a little bit sus. I saw somebody say that they saw the percentage get nerfed again today, and I just feel like everyone cares way too much about this event. The developers, the players, I think we should all just ignore it and just wait for it to go away. They're always just fiddling with the numbers and everyone's all upset about it, and I don't know. But we're gonna go with that. I'm gonna wait for a minute for everybody to get here though, and no, babe. My girl's at the door already. She's like, Daddy, Daddy. No, it's too early for you to get on the stream, girl. I'll bring you in a minute. You subbed recently, Torp? Do I do PvP? Yes, I do. Not all the time, but I do PvP in this game for sure. Hey, Nikki. Doing good. Koa, just got into ESO, just found your channel. It's been a big help. That's awesome to hear, man. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for the praise. I'm doing my best here. So you may notice that I'm in this dismal, empty lot here in the middle of Coldharbour. I did get this drop last night. I made a post about it. This is the house that you can get through the event. And so yeah, now my interest is basically gone. And it may look completely empty, and you may be right in assuming that. But there is a little bit more to the story. There are all these furnishings, all these beautiful random spikes. So not too stoked on the spikes, but what I am stoked on are these glow stalks. And you have little bitty ones, you got big chonkin ones, and they glow. I'm thinking these will look great in interiors of certain houses, putting them in rooms that I haven't decorated yet. So the fact that it's a giant empty lot, I'm hoping Molag Ball accepts my blueprints when I submit them. I don't know what I'm going to build here, if I build anything at all. But I do like collecting this free real estate from time to time. Or in this case, you know, surreal estate. And yeah, I'm pretty stoked that I got this. And before I get into the phase 2 stuff, though, I want to address the elephant in the room, which is that I have the touch of death. I started playing New World, and then Zos got jealous, so they shut it down. It was all because I started streaming it, right? But yeah, no, that was a bit of a moment there where I was like, hey, here's this cool game I've never played before. New World Eternum, let's go, guys. And then yeah. You know, I found out, I got a comment on my review video of Eternum saying, well, this aged like milk. Now, at the same time, okay, when milk ages, it turns into yogurt, which can then turn into cheese. So aging milk isn't always necessarily a bad thing. But yeah, for those who have been living under a rock or just don't know, Amazon Game Studios put the Nix to New World Eternum right after I started playing it because they were jelly, because ESO was jelly. And what I'm more interested in than that, because I've already kind of addressed that in yesterday's video, what I'm more interested in is what this means for Amazon's wider gaming and streaming initiative, right? So you may notice that I am streaming on YouTube, which is kind of people wonder about that, right? They're like, why don't you stream on Twitch? And it's like, well, I just had this gut feeling for a long time that I just don't like Twitch. It just feels uncomfortable. And when I was talking to my wife about it, she said it's embarrassing to use Twitch. I'm like, okay, like, can you elaborate? She's like, it's like using OnlyFans. I'm like, okay, what? Like, but it's funny because me and her both had the same intuition there. And for those who don't know, Twitch also got 35% of its workforce slashed in these layoffs, right on top of getting another 30% slashed last year. So that means Twitch has a skeleton crew right now. People are speculating that they had like a decade to reach profitability, and they didn't. And that's kind of what happened with the New World too. It wasn't a full decade. They're like, are you going to make the game profitable? Oh yeah, sure. Next update, it's going to be profitable. But they've been operating at a loss. Almost guaranteed. New World has been operating at a loss. I did some research. You would not believe. It's almost a crime. Like, it's disturbing how high the margins probably are for ESO. Okay, so ESO makes 200 mil a year, conservatively. All right, in a bad year. And that's sustainable. Every single year, like clockwork, they bring in $200 million. Okay? Their operating costs are 100 mil at the most. And now with staff cuts and cutting Blackbird, probably in the arena of 50 to 75 mil a year to run ESO. So any math geniuses in the audience, what does that mean their profit margins are? That's right, the contestant in the front row. That means the profit margins are 50 to 70% for ESO. Now that's just crazy. That is just insane. Like, everyone is whining about Xbox requiring that people get, that their studios get a 30% profit margin. That their games in, I was going to say Amazon Game Studios, but Microsoft Game Studios, they're saying Xbox, whatever, they have to get 30% margins. Bruh, ESO is crushing that requirement. Like, almost obscenely. They are probably pulling in 100 mil a year for Microsoft. Here you go, our overlords. Here you go, our whatever, you know, like, here you go, King Microsoft. Here's $100 million for you. So ESO is in kind of a rough state right now, but I had totally forgotten about this statement that came out at the end of last year, where Matt Fearer, before he left, basically outright said they were putting the game on maintenance mode. They were doing it for like a year to fix it. And they didn't outright say it. They didn't outright say it, right? They didn't say, oh, we're putting it on maintenance mode, because then no one would play. But they said, we're going to be working a lot in the back end this year to make improvements. This might mean that some of the content is like more lackluster or less. I just totally forgotten about that. Just completely forgot. Had no idea. And I was like, oh, wait, yeah, they literally actually said, we are putting this ish on maintenance mode for a year. So let's see. Let's see, you know, like, let's see what happens. I'm not guaranteeing anything. But I know they're cooking up crossplay, overland difficulty. Lord knows what else they're cooking up. And what I do know is the landscape is slimming. Like, there's not as much out there. So let me catch up in the chat here real quick, then I'll move on from here. But yeah, I do want to talk about Twitch a bit more too. Hang on. Zos is trying to end the event at the same time, so you have console get the content 2 weeks after PC. That'd be cool for once. That would, if we could get the same content at the same time, that would be great. That's something they should definitely change in the future of the game in general. Koa, you picked up New World for the first time in a year. And as soon as you got on it, you got the closing down message, so you uninstalled it. Yeah, dude, I had just started the game. I was like, this isn't, I think I said in one of my videos, this isn't salvation through Jesus Christ or anything, but this is a pretty dope game. I like the combat, I like the environments, the story's all right because it's got like King Arthur and all sorts of stuff like that. Like mythological themes. Like I was like, this is pretty good. I was thinking, hey, you know what? There's a lot of overlap here. I'm gonna make some content on this game. I'm gonna get some more subscribers. I'm gonna get some momentum with this game, and right. But at the same time, I am bringing people to my channel because that's what happens when God pisses in your face. You make that into lemonade. I think that's how the phrase goes. So now I'm making content for New World refugees about ESO. And guess what? Lord works in mysterious ways, right? I would never have had any camaraderie or connection to the New World community if I hadn't picked up the game recently. And I probably wouldn't care so much if I picked it up previously and had all the time I wanted to enjoy it. But I am in the same like emotional boat as a lot of y'all, New World people, because I got debated. It just proves what an absolutely unethical company Amazon is. We had Amazon Prime, for years and years. Since we were students, you could get really cheap. We finally canceled Amazon Prime this year. I was like, okay, I'll use the money that we're not spending on Prime to get New World. I gotta say thank you to the chat. Thank you to my subscribers, because you did subsidize that to a large degree. I was able to pay for a lot of what I spent in New World with donations, but I got two 23,000 marks packs, and I got the game. So that's like $110 with tax, right? Boom. Just Bezos screwed us so hard. What a shame. But just touching on Twitch again real quick. Yeah, you added an extra one there, Koa. Touching on Twitch again real quick. So I have just had a bad vibe from Twitch for the longest time. I'm kind of a UI nerd, and the UI with Twitch sucks. Like the user interface, it's so hard to navigate. You have no idea what you're doing as a user of the platform. It's incredibly confusing. And I just kind of got this stanky vibe from the platform from the very beginning. And I did some streaming on Twitch initially, but you know what happened? I was just flooded with scammers. That hasn't happened at all on YouTube. I haven't had people, I can make you profile picture. Oh, I can get you views. Hello, hello. Oh, you so pretty. Oh, I love you. Oh, can I sell you some horrible crap? Like, that has not happened one single time on YouTube. Okay? So Twitch was the king. Now YouTube is going in for the kill. They're adding all these features to their live streaming. So I honestly wouldn't... I'd say Twitch's expiration date is sometime in 2027. I don't think it's going to last. Lots of established Twitch streamers are actually saying you need to diversify to other streamers. They're saying you need to go and get on Kick and on YouTube. And Kick is a joke, though. Kick is an absolute joke. I was playing OSRS yesterday, and I saw somebody saying, hey, I'm streaming on Kick. Come check me out. Nobody uses Kick. I mean, okay, like, obviously that's a generalization. That's an exaggeration. People use Kick. But that's not... YouTube is going to be the king, for sure. Okay, chat, what are we chatting? Yeah. The event has been badly executed. But the point is, like, all this is stuff that was put in place by the previous administration. This is all Biden's fault. No, I'm just kidding. But, the previous leadership team. The economy is Biden's fault. But the previous leadership team at ZOS did all this. So it's just too soon to really say. We need to wait till 2026 to really make any judgments here. But I don't know. I could be high on my own supply here, but I'm looking at OSRS. And that game doing so phenomenally well. Like, phenomenally well. Okay? They just hit 200K concurrence recently. They're averaging at like 150K concurrence these days. A 25-year-old game. What? Like, I'm going to start covering that game just to figure out WTF is going on with OSRS, right? And I've played it since I was 12. I freaking love OSRS. And I finally got it to work well on my Mac here, so I'm definitely going to play some of that later on in the stream. And there's like the main inherent difference there is that OSRS is available on mobile, and it's also free to play. But as I was talking with some of y'all about in the comments recently, there's absolutely no reason ESO shouldn't be free to play at this point. Like that, the people buying the base game constitutes such a tiny portion of their revenue. They're making bank off of ESO Plus and Crown Whales. They're not making anything off the base game sales. I think they're probably just trying to keep botters to a minimum, but there's still bots. I don't know. I don't know. So, and the point is, mobile devices are getting more powerful all the time. It would be a little bit different than the point and click of RuneScape, but you know, like Diablo Immortal or whatever, it's basically an MMO that's on mobile. There are mobile MMOs, so they're all trash, but give devices a few years to improve. I don't think it's a completely insane pipe dream to suggest that eventually ESO could be on mobile. And if they improve the engine where they can, if they produce, obviously you need crossplay for this for it even to work. But I don't think it's impossible. Like, sure, unlikely, maybe a bit of a pipe dream, but definitely not impossible for ESO to reach the level of popularity that OSRS now has. Because OSRS was doing numbers pretty similar to ESO is now, before they relaunched as OSRS in 2013. So I don't know. I mean, just maybe, right? There needs to be another class action suit against them for baiting customers to play the game and then shutting it down. I mean, honestly, that is a pretty open and closed case. Open and shut case. Sorry, I'm not a lawyer. I don't know all the... I'm not hip to all the law idioms. Judge, this is an open and shut... This is a closed and open case. Go back to law school. But yeah, I mean... New World. It's the best game ever. Season 10, Nighthaven. Come play it now. We don't have a subscription model. You get the first DLC for free. Oh, just kidding. We're shutting down the game. Suckers. You know, like that. That is pretty, like, demonstrably and obviously shady. They may have done it sneakily enough. I mean, this is Amazon, for fuck's sake. They may have done it sneakily enough to not get caught. They may have kind of future-proofed it there, but it's worth a shot, man. So if any of y'all are lawyers or no lawyers, you know, now's the time, right? A lot of New World players say they're coming back to ESO. Yeah, like some, for sure, and a lot of you on the channel are refugees, and welcome, right? Here's your amnesty, your ESO amnesty. The Kingdom of ESO gives you an amnesty to come hang out here, right? A lot of people are also going back to Guild Wars 2. That's happening. Some people are going back to WoW, and some people are still like holding out hope that some of these new MMOs coming out are going to be good. And I did some research into this, and by research I mean watching YouTube videos. And I have zero faith in any new MMO that is coming out in the next year or currently in development. Everyone's like, but what about Ashes of Creation? It's like, dude, talk about a bait and switch. Like, I think Ashes of Creation is a total psyop. And then we saw Throne and Liberty come out, and it's just... It was so funny, like, people in the chat on New World, I was on night before last in the chat. Hey, Perk. Welcome, brother. And everyone was putting forward, like, what are you going to play now, right? The chat was basically all that. was like, what are you guys gonna play? And people would say, Guild Wars 2. Like, Guild Wars 2 is pretty good. And everyone would say, Guild Wars 2 is dog shit. You know, that's what would say, well, I can go back to WoW. WoW is dog shit. Oh, play ESO. ESO is dog poopy water. You know, people would put forward like Ashes of Creations. We go, no, it's not. Like, everyone was just so mad. Everyone in the chat was just so mad. Like, no one would accept literally any suggestion as to what to play. Everyone was still, and the copium was unreal. People are like, someone's going to buy the studio. The statement doesn't really mean they're going to shut down. It's like, oh my lord. So it's just a matter of logistics. I mean, maybe, like, pigs will fly likelihood, right? That Microsoft or NetEase or somebody will buy the rights to New World. But there's a reason New World was canceled. It was operating at a loss to the tune of probably in excess of $50 million a year. Okay, it was losing Amazon enough money for them to notice and care. It wasn't making any money. And the game is fun. I enjoyed my time playing it, but it has severe problems that then the new studio would have to fix. So what would this require? It would require rehiring basically the entire Irvine studio of AGS. And these people probably already have new job offers. So, okay, hey, quit your new job to come back to the game that effed you over. Run by a new studio you can trust less than AGS. I mean, in my opinion, it's just never going to happen. It's an actual impossibility. Like, and again, like, I am also the guy who just picked up New World for it to be canceled 2 weeks later, so maybe you shouldn't listen to me, right? But people are just coping, and they're not looking at reality of just how incredibly fucking difficult it would actually be to pick up New World as a different studio. It's just not happening. Am I thinking about checking out Arc Raiders? I mean, not really. I kind of have some trauma over picking up new games right now, you know, and it doesn't really appeal to me. I haven't, okay, to be fair, I haven't looked at it in any great detail, but it doesn't really seem to be my thing. I'm gonna stick with games I can trust for now, and that includes OSRS, which I'm gonna put on at the end of the stream here. You're going back to single players? You play solo 95% of the time? Dude, I just can't get back into any single players. Right? I was trying to play Baldur's Gate 3, and I got bored. I was trying to play Skyrim, Oblivion. I'm like, I don't know, guys. Recommend some good, like, single player RPGs. I should try. And I know that Baldur's Gate 3 isn't actually single player, but it basically is. So BG3, Oblivion, Skyrim, that's what I've tried to get back into recently. I was just bored out of my mind. So picked up ESO because you can decide between Oblivion and Skyrim. Sorry, guys. I don't know. I have a frog in my throat or something. I know there's an issue with ownership versus leasing the rights to online games. That might be Amazon's out. In Europe, there's a major lawsuit players filed against companies over this. Yeah, that's Europe. People act like Europe is like a real place. I'm kidding, of course, right? But like, someone was saying ESO is in for tough financial times due to all these MTX regulations. And I looked it up, all right? In the spring of this year, the European Union put out some non-binding regulations, basically politely asking games to like be less predatory with their MTX. And people living in Europe, I guess, then think, oh, this is going to apply to the whole world. It's going to be the end of MTX in video games. Like, what happens in Europe generally stays in Europe, and it should stay that way. When it doesn't stay that way, we have world wars. Okay, y'all can have your own little situation. That's fine. But just because Euro bros passed a polite request that games be less predatory does not mean ESO is dead, right? That was his argument. ESO is going to lose all its money because the European Union said one thing one time. Like, yeah, sure. Sure, honey boo boo. Torp, you played ESO the day it came out, seen every era. I just want ESO to be put back in its golden age of 2018. I don't know. I don't think there's any going back, but I think there is going forward. I think ESO could have a brand new golden age. I think it could. I think it's possible. I didn't realize, like, a couple things. Like, I hadn't paid attention to the fact they literally said they were putting on maintenance mode, first of all, for a year to fix it. And then also, I didn't realize how much damn money they were making. I mean, it's egregious. It's kind of disgusting how hard they're successfully farming us, right? But at the same time, like, we should be grateful because for Amazon, it was a very easy choice. Let's see, how much is New World making us? Literally minus $50 million a year. Okay, yeah, we're gonna do the Snoop Dogg game. Okay, thanks, guys. Thanks for playing. Bye. With ESO, like, I mean, they would have to really work hard to justify cutting $100 million. I mean, that's not a lot, but it's like, think of it, it's like a tenth of $1 billion. And they're like, well, if we keep investing in ESO, maybe it could make us $1 billion a year, which I'm pretty sure close to what WoW makes. That's gross. That's not profit. So I don't know exactly how much WoW makes in profit, but it's a much bigger game, and they gross around $1 billion a year. And so they have that role. They have that not role model, but that example there of potential success. So something would have to go seriously wrong. Someone's saying ESO competes with WoW, therefore Microsoft is going to cancel it. I'm not even. Y'all can think to yourselves over why that's completely retarded. But I'm not going to address that. I'm not even going to address that. Roxanne, you're going back to EverQuest? Is EverQuest even still serviced? That's impressive. Picked up Red Dead Redemption, having a blast. I couldn't get my visual settings in Red Dead to work out properly. I don't know. It just looked like, no matter what I did, it looked all washed out. That kind of drove me away from it. I have the game. I might try playing it again. But I just kind of, I lost interest because it just wasn't, it didn't look right. The one big game you can't believe is still going is Destiny 2. Well, Destiny 2 could experience a resurgence too because the compulsive classic car buyer got kicked out. Hey guys, I'm just going to make $20 million a year off this game and go buy stupid cars to fill my 25-car garage. Okay, fuck you, game, bye. Whatever his name was, I forget his name, but the studio head at Bungie. Who, like, okay, what you do with your own money is your own issue, right? But the point is he was overcompensated for a game that was just, and not just that game, but Marathon, where they couldn't stop plagiarizing people for 5 fucking minutes to wipe their asses. Like, I gotta get off the toilet real quick. Gotta plagiarize another indie artist. Sorry, I can't wipe my ass right now. I gotta plagiarize another indie artist to make Marathon. Which isn't even the same, even remotely, to what Marathon was when they came out with it before Halo. Right? Marathon 1, 2, and 3, or whatever, were actually pretty good games, right? This is completely different. I don't know. I feel like, honestly, Sony should cancel Marathon the same way Microsoft canceled Blackbird, but we'll see. But yeah, I mean, Bungie has some hope now. With just everyone all at once this year realized, crap, games aren't working. We need to fire everyone. It's going to take a while for the dust to settle from that. It will. I'm going to do this quest here in a second. Torp, your hope is that ESO gets better because we're in a bad spot. Your biggest gripe is combat being dumbed down, weak racial passives, class passives need to be updated. Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of things wrong with it, but there always will be in any live service game. And the point is the community then comes together to pressure the devs to make it better. And they should. That's what's made OSRS really good. So we'll see. We'll see. WoW grossed 12.8 billion since 2022. So yeah, wow, dude, wait a minute. They make a lot more than $1 billion a year. Holy crap. Damn. They're making more like $5 billion a year. 3 or 4, like 3 to 5. That's nuts. EverQuest still going strong? Cool. Okay. Good evening, Golly. We're all doing good. I speak for everyone. I hope you found a guild over in the EU. Golly. Are the Caltrops skill style fragments dropping? Yes, sir. I got one last night. Well, I haven't used it yet. It's in my inventory, I guess. Slottables. Yeah, there we go. Shard of Writhing Bone. And we're still getting, even though I've already gotten the Hajmoda, I'm still getting shards of that too. I don't... Okay. Like, what? But yeah, there we go. I did get my very first shard of Writhing Bones. That is dropping. I think I got the Coldharbour Surreal Estate in the same coffer, or maybe not, but yes, those are dropping. Gonna go ahead and consume that, and I guess, yeah, wait, you've already completed that achievement, so that, why do I have the... is this bound? Like, can I trade it? I don't know. Okay, let's see what this random lady has to say. Are you a lady? Or you're a dude? Okay.
I'm glad someone came along. Guess playing dead paid off. But soon it won't be a ruse. Oh, bastards got me good.
Wow. That's some voice acting.
Worm cult ambushed us. Me and my comrades landed here to load supplies for the Fellowship, but the worm cult knew we'd be here. Somehow, I pretended to be dead. I'm not leaving this beach, stranger. But the cultists were careless. Might have left some clues behind. Heard them talking about something.
What were they talking about?
It's called the Writhing Fortress. The last chance to protect the Writhing.
Okay, Honey Bear. You just go ahead and discorporate down there. We have a location. Okay.
I hope
There's a dude. A dead fella.
Cultists called it a Maldrith. Oh, tough bastard. Something survived? Thought they destroyed it all.
Now I go back to Solstice, is that right? Yes, I do. Okie dokie.
Thank you, comrade.
No, you're welcome.
Good luck.
You're welcome. Definitely. I think the voice actor is too traumatized to do his lines properly, honestly. I don't know. That was there's really good voice acting, like Shea Gorath, for instance. And there's really bad voice acting in this game. So we got the giant piss beam in the sky, y'all. The giant beam of piss has been activated. Beam of piss.
The Fellowship calls for your aid.
That was an attempt to do murder face from
I can use someone with a talent for enchantment.
from these death clocks bands.
You
Metal
return from
Zocalypses.
Blackwood. How fares the Fellowship's supply
Oh, it's
ship?
doing great. We are just killing it out
My
there.
fears proved
Thank you,
true.
Lizard Babe. Excuse me. That's enough now.
Nothing
All right.
heroic about fighting in worn out.
And that's it. Now back to doing dailies. And okay. So now we have, count them, 1, 2 of these going at the same time. Total game changer. And if I go over here, the world boss who was there when the event launched in phase 1 but wasn't supposed to be will be there once more. Let's go have a look-see. Oh, now he's showing like I already killed him though. The icon wasn't showing up at all, but now it's showing up as the icon where I've already killed it. Yep, the game is definitely on temporary maintenance mode. The only problem is I forgot they literally said they were doing that in last year's New Year letter. All right, let's see what's new in the shop real quick. Game audio is too quiet. Beam of piss will lead you to victory. Okay, let me pop up the game audio a little bit. Thank you for the feedback. I don't want to overwhelm my audio, but it's better for you guys to actually be able to hear it, you know. Okay. The beam of piss will lead us to victory. Right. The beam of piss. And for those who have never watched Metalocalypse, the reason I'm channeling Murderface is because his side project band is Planet Piss. Planet Piss. Hey, Bargain. Welcome. Yeah, I don't stream all that often. While I wait for the World Boss, let's see what's new in the store. I don't think we have a secondary crate right now. Yeah, it's just Hidden Kindred. We went through 2 already this month. We'll probably get another one in a week or so. I like this guy. He's cute. But I'm not getting it. There's also going to be a sloth with a wizard hat. That's going to be part of the achievement on the other side of the island. Yeah, no, this is doing it for me. No, this is doing it for me. Okay. Well, this guy will show up eventually here. Yeah, thanks, Bergen. Yeah, blessings to you, too. Yeah, I'm not, like, I'm positive about ESO when it's due. I was being pretty negative about it in my videos about the wall. But also, you know, I'm not omniscient, and I'm learning all the time. And now that I realize ESO's profit margins are in excess of 50%, now that I realize they're bringing in at least 100 mil per year for Microsoft, now that I remember Matt Fearer said at the end of 2024, we're sort of kind of maybe putting it on maintenance mode for a year. And just trying things out bit by bit, right? These things have changed pretty rapidly. New World itself dying is one thing, right? But what it really represents is a sea change in the overall MMO landscape. And also in the streaming and content creation landscape. In a big way, because kind of being lost in the noise here is the fact that Twitch now has less than 30% of the workforce that it had in 2023. Last year, they slashed a third of them. This year, they slashed a third of the employees at Twitch. Amazon just failed majorly. And when you think about it, like, Microsoft, they've been making computers and they're making software for like near 40 years now, right? It made a ton of sense when they got into making Xbox. I mean, not a ton of sense because the software company is suddenly making a gaming machine, right? But it made some sense. Amazon used to be a bookstore. Then it became Walmart. It's like if Walmart suddenly decided, hey, we're going to start publishing video games. I guess it makes a little bit more sense because they were also doing Amazon Web Services and everything. Like, they were building up server infrastructure. But they were a total turtle on the fence post. Like, why they thought they'd be able to do this? I mean, Microsoft making games makes sense. Some, like, definitely more than Amazon doing it. It's like if What's that, like, all the Zoomer girls go to? Ulta Beauty? It's like if Ulta Beauty said, we're going to start making shooter games. We're going to make the new Call of Duty. It's like if Michael's Arts and Crafts said, we're going to make the new Minecraft. Right? Joanne Fabrics, we're going to make the new Roblox. Like, it's just kind of, and so people are like, oh, these new MMOs coming out are going to be great. Chrono Odyssey and the other one are Korean shitware. Ashes of Creation is just a huge rickroll. There's nothing. There's WoW. But people went on a mass exodus from WoW to OSRS. There's nothing. There's nothing. There's Guild Wars 2, which, from my understanding, literally never played it, okay? But my understanding is it kind of gets threadbare. Final Fantasy 14, which, I don't know, man. I just can't do Asian MMOs. I can't. It's just the character designs. Even if it's not the gacha mechanics, it just, ugh. There's something just off-putting about it. The characters look like creepy sea creatures from the deep depths, like anglerfish or something. There's something, like, wrong with the way they look. And so, I don't know. You guys let me know. Name an up-and-coming MMO that isn't a rickroll and won't suck. I challenge you. What's happening is the MMO market is collapsing around really old titles. Next to WoW, which is a cluster because it's divided between retail and classic, right? And also private servers. It's just too confusing. And it's only on PC and probably will always be that way. They might port it to console soon, maybe, right? But aside from that, OSRS is the biggest MMO in the world. It was launched in 2001, ladies and gentlemen. Say what? Right? You know, that's just, okay. And by the way, where is this world boss? I feel like I've been waiting here for like 10 minutes now. Yeah, I did answer that one before I even saw the chat message. Golly, I don't know. I just don't like Final Fantasy 14. Not my cup of tea or coffee. The one thing that would make the game 100% better is if they just focus on all the bugs for a year and improve the combat. Funny you mentioned that. Dragon Blade. If y'all go back to the letter that Matt Fearer put out at the end of the year in 2024, he said they're doing that. Not the combat part. The combat part, all they did was reduce the memory that is used for combat animations. I don't know what to think about that yet. I really haven't had time to formulate an opinion on that change. I guess I've had time, but I haven't really cared, I guess. But they basically said, we're going to spend this year trying out some new experimental ideas and fixing things behind the hood. And that looks like it's probably going to include overland content difficulty options and also crossplay. And then 5 years from now, when processing power increases, that could mean crossplay over to mobile devices. And within the next few years, they could transition this to a free-to-play game. Which really, when you can pick it up for $5 during a sale, why is it not already free-to-play? You know what I mean? Like, people purchasing the game for the first time must constitute like 1% of their annual revenue. I'm really thinking the only reason they haven't done it yet is botting. Is there's concern about botting. But at the same time, a $5 barrier to entry is really no barrier to Chinese troll farms or bot farms. You know what I mean? Like, they'll recoup that in 10 seconds selling mats on third-party websites. You know what I mean? Like, you guys let me know. I don't think there's any reason not to make it FTP at this point. It already has the exploitative cash shop. It has the entry price. It has the cover cost, the cover price, but then you also have the cash shop. It's crazy. Suits in the industry don't understand what they're investing in. Ashes of Creation won't ever come out. Yeah, for real, dude. This whole, alpha testing, beta thing, it has to stop. People paying over $100 for an alpha version of a game, it just has to stop. Enough. Enough. Guild Wars 2 is okay, but they lock exploration behind mounts, which require expansions. For real? Where you're saying you can only get the flying mounts through DLC, and then you can't explore the rest of the world? That sucks. Not a fan of MMOs. They tend to be UI hellscapes. Yeah, I mean, for real. I tried to play BDO, and I made the mistake of logging out and logging back in. And I was assaulted. Like, here's this cute little mini game. Here are 25 different daily tokens you need to click, and every stupid, meaningless, valueless token you click causes an explosion of fireworks on your screen. Man. There's a reason that people who play KMMOs, like in Korea, at internet cafes, let their children starve to death. I have not heard any stories of ESO players letting their children starve to death. Maybe I just haven't heard them yet. It seems a lot less likely to me. Where winds meet? This is one I've heard of, but I haven't looked into it. Project Copernicus? Not something I've heard of either. Bargain price. For every bot they banned back in the day, 5 more spawned in. Yeah, I don't know. It's been years, honestly, since I've seen a single bot on PSNA, at least. To the point where I said recently, I don't think there are any bots on PSNA. And people say, yeah, I see bots all the time. I'm like, okay, like, maybe you do. But I remember when I was playing on PC back in the day, you go to any beach, there's a trail of 25 people on the same line. Like, it's some kind of, like, Matrix thing, right? Like, they're all doing bullet time, but killing mud crabs, right? It has literally, since I picked up the game on PlayStation again in 2022, I haven't seen a single bot. And by the way, where is this World Boss? I feel like it's been too long now. I really feel like there's an issue. This doesn't seem right to me. The Star Citizen model? Like, what do you mean by... Oh, it's like the alpha testing stuff? Is that what you're talking about, Perk? There's lots of bots in Craglorn on PC. Yeah, I don't doubt it. I'm just saying I don't see them... I don't see them on PlayStation, right? Oh, this game you were talking about, what was it? Project Copernicus? They were relying on loans and got their funding pulled. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. MMOs are expensive. Like, way more expensive now, too, than they were to make before. Funding was a lot easier to secure. And rightly so, but game developers are now compensated a lot higher than they used to be. That's just what happened with New World, is they just dumped like hundreds of millions of dollars in that game, only for it not to pay off even remotely. Okay, let me check my notes. What was I, Yeah, I pretty much covered everything I want to talk about here so far. But yeah, I'm really starting, like, look, everyone's gone. There were like 20 people here before. Now I'm literally alone. Because I don't think the world boss is spawning. Like, at all. Let's go stare at the beam of piss a little bit more. Yeah, this is definitely boring to the max, but when you take into consideration the fact that they literally said they're doing a year-long maintenance mode to fix the game. And, you know, probably the higher-ups had some idea of the facts of what was coming down the pipe, right? Like, some idea of the fact that, you know, Blackbird's gonna get axed. This is coming down the pipe for the studio, and so, I mean, it's just been a huge year of transition. And we'll just have to see what happens, right? But I'm a lot more confident in the future of ESO than I was even like a week ago. Based on what I've learned. Based on learning just what an egregious and disgusting amount of money the game makes. Right? First of all. Then how the options are really slimming down for what people can play otherwise. And also looking at the example of OSRS, where it's like, age doesn't seem... Age is just a number, baby. What do MMOs and Jeffrey Epstein have in common? Yeah, OSRS proves that age is just a number when it comes to MMOs. Everyone wants to make MMOs until they realize how much time it takes to be profitable. Let me know when they announce it's fixed and I'll come back. Yeah, I mean... Well, it's looking like the answer to that is probably next year. Like with the next content cycle. And I don't know if many things will ever be like legitimately fixed, but okay, let's think about this, right? Let's think about possibilities here. First of all, like, what if... Also, let me know, guys, is the audio balance good now between the game and my audio, my mic? Consider, if you will. So what is missing from the map still? There's this big hole over here. Nothing important over here, though, right? What's this island? Nobody cares. Just a bunch of unimportant empty space. But hey. What if they were to fill this space up? Okay. Like, Skyrim is still, like, everybody's favorite game, right? Whiterun, Riverhold, dang it, I forget the name of this thing. Solstheim, right? Is that the name of that island? And so what if they also at the same time announced overland difficulty? Like they just released that, not announced it. Like just, okay, now you also have overland difficulty options. And then they announced, okay, here is when crossplay is coming. And this is all in 2026. So many Skyrim players would flood into the game. So many people who've been pissed about not being able to play with their friends would flood into the game. So many people who have been pissed about overland content being too easy. Guess what they would do? They would flood into the game. And then what if at the same time, I'm not going to do this right now, I'm going to go to my favorite spot, one of my favorite spots. What if at the same time they also announced, you know, that treatment we gave the starter islands? Okay, we're going to do the same for the rest of the Alliance zones. Dude, where's the Aurora? The one problem with this is I really feel like they took the Aurora out when they reskinned this. And like, why you would do that is beyond me. But every time I've come here at night, there's no Aurora in the sky anymore. It scares me, because that was my favorite part of these areas. What if they said, hey, we're going to give that treatment to, go re-experience Auradon? Like, dude, I know personally that I would just spend, I already do, right? But I would just spend hours running around Auradon if they reskinned it. Okay, like, meaningful changes to combat animations and everything, that may be years out still. Updating the engine for better movement and everything, it's possible, but probably still years out as well. But these are some relatively simple, actionable changes they could embark on within the next 12 months. They could release parts of Skyrim that we don't have yet. From what I understand, overland content difficulty options will be coming in the next 12 months. They could announce crossplay, which I don't think will come till 2027 at the earliest. They could say, hey, it is coming, and get that hype going. And they could also reskin not just the starter islands, but all of the original Alliance zones. To be honest with you, I think they're already doing that. I think they're actually probably almost done with that project. They're just thinking about when to release it. That's my guess. I'm not privy to this information, right? That is my best educated guess, is just kind of logically, like, why would they just do the starter islands and then not move on? Like, why would this not be a work in progress already? Why would they just do... that's High Isle. It looks so small, it's like a starter island. Why would they do Betnik, Stros Mackay, Kenarthi's Roost, all that? And you know, okay, here's like the full-on schizo take that suddenly occurred to me last night. You ready for this? So what is the name of this island? I know this is a tough question, guys. What is the name of this island? The name of the island is Solstice. That's a word I feel like I've heard before someplace. What is the solstice? Well, the solstice happens in the middle of the year. It is the midpoint where everything is in balance before the scales tip again and start moving toward the other extreme. Hidden message or something? Or if this is just how God works, right? But we are at one point of balance, and we're about to embark on a second half of the journey here. This has all just been the first half of the book. And maybe there will be another solstice, like a winter solstice 10 years from now. And then the game will go through another revival. Maybe the 30-plus year vision is not just a blatant lie to try to give players and investors a bunch of copium. This is a total schizo take, but the more I think about it, I'm like, oh, wait a minute. ooh, I know what a solstice is. You know what I mean? Like, oh, the name of the island is also where the game is at, man. That is trippy. Yeah, how about that one, huh? How about that? Mid-year mayhem? Dude, yeah. For real. That is one of... They used to call it mid-year mayhem. Now it's white strakes. Because they do it twice a year. So then they had to... They changed the name. Okay, here going down the schizo rabbit hole one step further. They changed the name to white strakes so that they could make space to call this thing Solstice. Ooh. Right? Hey, Pete. Good to see you. Tenmar. Yeah, dude. We should get the Tenmar jungle, too. That would be good. This little weird little slice here between southern and northern elsewhere. That would be awesome. Like this mountainous jungle. Like Nam. I'm gonna get Nam in the game. They could put in the rest of Skyrim. And they could put in Hammerfell. Yeah, I mean, Hammerfell is not going to happen until after Elder Scrolls 6. And probably, I'm guessing this will probably be the last. This will be the last piece of ESO to come into place. That's my guess. We still have, you know, Bravil and, you know, all the rest of the Oblivion map over here. We also have a huge chunction of Black Marsh and Southern Deshaun over here. We even have this little slice of whatever. What even is that? Like, what is that spot there? I'm not sure. We have the rest of the Telvanni Peninsula. And my guess is we're going to get to this last. And also with this tiny little slice here. Like, I'm really wondering how they're going to do all that. Greyholm. When do you go to Greyholm? Is that part of the Western Skyrim quest line? I forget. I haven't really done any questing on this character. Yeah, it would be a good time to drop Whiterun, that's for sure. The game is in need of a boost that would really get people going. It would be a good time for it, for sure. How will crossplay work for trading? Yeah, no, that's a big deal. That is a big deal. Balinesti would be cool, for sure. You heard a rumor that the boathouse was a test for it, because, yeah, the real issue here, of course, that Balinesti is a moving city. So that would be a code nightmare. That would be so difficult to actually create, but maybe in a couple years we could get Balinesti too. Overland difficulty is 5 years too late? Yeah, you're right. They're attempting to add capes. It's not confirmed, but they're trying the tech. Ooh, that would be nice. That would be super nice. I don't have this slotted really. Okay, hang on. They got capes in OSRS. Yeah, dude. Oh man, a cape would be so nice. That's so needed. It would really add a lot to the character design as long as they rendered it properly. It's so quiet now with that polymorph off. That polymorph is super loud. If they don't listen to players and what we all want... Listening to players is definitely important. But I think listening to players is also partially what got New World in trouble. Yeah, Pete, my number one rabbit hole is just that the reason that this island is named Solstice is because it literally is the solstice in ESO's career. Like, it's just the midpoint of the year, the midpoint of the game. That's why they named it Solstice. That's my major rabbit hole for today. Hey, Kextra, what are the odds of ESO bouncing back? Better animation? I mean, that's probably further out, but challenging content, overland difficulty options are probably coming next year. And yeah, I mean, I've already talked quite a bit about this on the stream already. But if you go check out my video from yesterday, I do talk about the reasons I think ESO will bounce back quite a bit. Scopium. Oh, I'm a Pyandonia adventurer believer. Oh man, I mean, it's just that the sea elves have been in the game for so long, and it would be like right here, right? I don't know, or it would probably just be in the Orbis. Like, it'd probably be off the map here. It's too far. It's too far down south. But damn, I would love that. I mean, I don't think Akavir or Yokuda, I don't think that's ever going to be a thing, but I can see Pyandonia happening. I would be so stoked. I would be so happy if that happened. That'd be amazing. Have I considered Marvel Rivals? I mean, yes, I've considered it, but I'm not like a superhero guy. I mean, kind of. I mean, maybe I'll download it and give it a shot. Maybe I'll try it and maybe I'll love it, right? It's worth a shot. Yeah, I keep hearing about it and it's really popular right now. No, I'll try it. I'll try it. Fudge Muppets? Never heard of this person. The vanilla story is giving you seizures? Hopefully not literally. Marcel, I don't know what's going on there. You get an error when you log in. It says the account is active. Do you need... No. I mean, if you have the Imperial City expansion, you also have the base game. That shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, exactly, like Bargain Price just said. That's a matter for ZOS support, honestly. Hello, what is the nature of your issue? My name is Kumar. I am happy to help you today. Yeah, that's not me. Can't help you there. No, I'm not trying to be a dick, but yeah, I have no idea who that is. Never heard of Fudge Muppet. Yeah. Oh yeah. It's funny how many people don't know this, but I started the channel with Diablo 4. I sub 1,000 subscribers, right? Like, I was completely unknown. And now I'm so famous, right? But no. Oh yeah, I've played a ton of D4. It's just, it has waned in popularity. And these days, I only enjoy playing it for about 2 to 3 weeks when the new season comes out, and then I'm done. So it's not really worth doing content on anymore for me. Plus, engagement and watch time are so much lower when I do stuff for that game. My revenue is so much smaller. Like, even with sometimes higher number of views, it's just not... People just watch my ESO content and engage with it like crazy. So... PoE 2, on the other hand, I played a lot of PoE 1, was not a big fan, learned more about the shady practices of the studio, also don't like that it's owned by Tencent, and I don't know, man. I try periodically. I really did give it a shot. Like, I played like good 20 to 30 hours, right? PoE 2. But every time I try to play it, it's like the worst combination of overwhelming and boring to me. I've gotten over my salad fingers days. where I would put up a big picture of salad fingers over my face and talk about how people play PoE 2 because they like to hurt themselves. I'm a little bit more accepting of the community now, but it's not my thing. But last Epoch, though, I was a beta player way back in the day, and it is coming to PlayStation sometime next year. I will definitely be playing Last Epoch when it comes out, and making content on it for sure. Yeah, dude, everyone's favorite is still D2R. I mean, Diablo 2 is amazing, but yeah, I tried logging into Diablo 2 a couple days ago, and I was like, dude, there's just nothing new to do. I've just played this game to the ground. I have everything I want. There's nothing else interesting. I am not going to go do 20 bail runs in a row. I'm just not. I'm not going to do that. Cool. This is Fudge Muppet guy does lore. Good to know. Yeah, Last Epoch is probably my favorite current ARPG. And when it comes out, I will definitely be doing content. And when it comes out on PS5. For sure, Pete. Yeah, at this point, Diablo 2 is just kind of like, it's played out. Doesn't mean it's not still a great game, but I'm so glad they did Resurrected. Like, don't get me wrong. But it's just and it's interesting how there's not a similar feeling with OSRS. And speaking of which, I think I've covered basically everything that I want to do here. So I think I'm going to swap over to OSRS here really quick and show you guys what I've been cooking over there. And maybe some of you who actually know the game can help me figure out what I'm supposed to do now. I mean, I could get a membership again and just keep grinding my skills, but I don't know. Like, I've loved OSRS since way before it was OSRS. Back when it was just normal RuneScape. I've played this game since I was 12 years old, just like with Diablo. Great Shadow Legends. The guys at Raid were trying to get me to do sponsored videos for a while, and I think that might still kind of be on the table, but I don't know if I would really ever stoop that low. Just kind of waiting till I get bigger and I have better options. But yeah, it's going to take a minute, guys, because I have to swap everything over. I just want to make sure I covered everything. Yeah, Phase 2 of the Writhing Wall is happening. Big whoop. Want to fight about it. There's this. There's now 2 of these go at once, and I camped the world boss over here for like 15-20 minutes and he didn't show up. So no big news there, no huge surprises. Writhing Wall event is still a joke, but I have moved a lot away from the perspective that this is really indicative of the future of ESO. I don't think so. We'll have to see. We'll just have to see. Yeah, it's just what I played from the beginning. So I'm going to have to switch things around a little bit. I'm also going to use the restroom really quick, get some more coffee. So I'm going to be gone for like probably a couple minutes here, but I'll be right back. I'll be back as soon as I can. Hang tight, guys. Okay. I am back from the restroom, and now RuneScape is even more of a case you had to be there. Well, the point is, it's concurrence like dwarf Diablo 2 these days. So I'm gonna switch over to my other display here, and that's gonna require me moving a bunch of stuff. So gonna go ahead and turn off the mic and the camera real quick. Okay, we are getting there, guys. One more second here. We are getting there. Go ahead and boot up OSRS here. Let's make sure my camera is in a pretty good spot. There we go, that's better. That's better. And we're gonna turn this off. It's gonna sound weird for a minute. All right. Here we are. Let's see. This should be all good. Just, whoa, dude. The sounds of the magical world. Are we there yet? Dude, my stream got totally messed up. Let me try to reopen this real quick. Everything looking good, guys? Here we are. I finally figured out how to make this, like, really... There's just a button here in this version. There's all these different options, right? Where, look at all these different filters and stuff you have. Oh, hang on. Forgot to do one thing. Need my ring light. So y'all can see me properly. There we go. The drip goes hard. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, yeah, that's some good stuff, honestly. I'm mogging all these, like, low-level players running around here. So what do I have here? I've got... it's kind of covered by the camera, isn't it? gonna move the camera real quick. Oops, wrong one. Wrong one. Camera. There we go. There we go. So yeah, I've got this Halloween mask. It's good timing for that. Amulet of Power. Monk top here. Look at this guy. He's even cooler than I am. How is his skin all... I'm gonna follow this guy. How is his skin all blue like that? I love how you can just follow people in this game. It did a question mark on me. I don't want to freak this guy out too much, though. I just said nice drip. That's enough. Yeah, it does look kind of like South Park Satan, doesn't it? And then, yeah, I've just got the Zamorak monk top and skirt and a rune two-hand, because I'm not a member anymore. I let that lapse for years. Guess I don't need to wear that anymore either. The ring. But look. New World may be over. And so is my frog hat in that game. I got a frog hat in this game. The keks go on. I also got frog feet. Does it still go? No. And these are so much fun. These boxing gloves. So you can't actually hurt anybody with them, but you can go up to other players and punch them. Total griefing. I'm gonna keep punching you. Wait, he turned into an egg? Wait a minute. Hang on. More people to punch. The weed dealer? That's his name? Okay. Stop it. Stop selling drugs. You're making your grandma ashamed of you. Stop it. Stop dealing weed. Fallibility. Are you... Juked? I guess... See, the point is, like, lots... People are saying this is a boomer game, but they're using some, zoomerism there. People talking about their weight. Just like, look how populated this is. There's people everywhere. It is like bursting at the seams. How has this guy got purple skin? That's what I want to know. And why is that chair following him? What? Wait, is that chair a person? Dude, I don't even know. This guy's Pepe Frog. Or it says PP Frog. More like... Yeah, this is the equivalent of mudballing in ESO. Someone's saying they're checking someone out on YouTube. Is it me? I'll let them know I'm streaming. Yeah, it's probably mostly Zoomers who play this at this point, for sure. Dude, what? These people are being pretty raunchy over here. I'm gonna jab this guy. You need some more jabs. But I must have gotten my skills really, really high. Because the trees just go straight down. Yeah, people are trying to tell me, though, that Zoomers don't play MMOs at all. That's obviously not true. Yeah, for sure. For sure, Helly. I will probably give Marvel Rivals a shot. I just don't know if it's going to be my thing or not. But I'll download it after this. I'm going to tell all these nice young folks over here that I'm on YouTube right now. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of feeling like there's going to be a resurgence among the younger generation, though. Because my kids absolutely love games like this. I bet I'd get them set up on RuneScape and they'd absolutely love it. So I think it kind of skipped the Zoomer generation in many cases, but the alphas are going to save MMOs. We'll see. Overwatch? Yeah, no, I'm not into Overwatch. I'm not into that kind of game in general. But see, like, there's, like, absolutely no reason for all these people to be here that I can determine. Like, I don't even get why. But there's just, like, this huge congregation of people just standing here. Really? The largest age group on OSRS is 19 to 26-year-olds. That's crazy. I believe it. There's also a bunch of people congregated over here. Like, what are they doing? Just chopping down trees? Are we all chopping down the same tree? Haha. My tree. I'm gonna drop all this wood, though. Y'all can have it. I don't need no wood. That wood is for you. There's people over here chopping down trees. And the point is that there's just, like... There's just a huge number of people playing this. And content for it is absolutely huge. So I need to figure out what I'm doing again. But I finally got it to work really well and optimized on my computer here. Like, I'm ready to go with it. And now it's just a matter of figuring out what to do. Because I have no idea. Let's see, I was up here. There's like this huge line of people up here. Like, probably going this far across. Because apparently somebody was giving out free memberships. Go figure, right? Like, but it's extremely populated as far as MMOs go. So I'm just gonna head up there and we'll see what we see. No, I gotta kill this guard first, though. I'm thinking about getting some actual armor so I don't get completely smashed like this by low-level mobs. But yeah, I played the heck out of this on my iPad like 3 or 4 years ago. And just haven't touched it since. I don't even really remember what I was doing. Because this is when I was smoking weed. So I don't even really remember what I was doing at that point. See ya, Helly. Thanks for coming by. Few older people have time for MMOs. That's totally true. And so you have, like, contending with that, you have the short Zoomer attention span, but they're the ones who have the time to do this. It's a really good point. It says there's enemies out here, but I don't see them. Or maybe that's just the drops down there? Yeah, that's what the red dots are on the map. Yeah, this stream I just kind of wanted to show that Phase 2 is happening and jump in there a little bit. And also talk about... This is where everyone was last night. There was this huge line of people. Just what happened with New World and also... Twitch. You know? I really think Twitch is going to be dead real soon. Honestly. Put my camera back over here now. No, that's not it. Here we go. I really think YouTube is the future, and I don't think that Twitch is going to be around much longer. Yeah, I was just out here, and there was just this huge line of people. There's just people just congregate in the weirdest, most random places in this game. Let's just go see. Yeah, look. Someone's just shooting fireballs at the skeleton across the way. I'm gonna go get that skeleton. Yeah, I'm gonna enter the wilderness. You just watch me. Look, I'm living dangerously. I'm gonna go kill this skeleton. Zoomers are unemployed. Yeah, not that they all want to be, right? Zoomers who play MMOs go for the most old school experience. Yeah, I mean, they never experienced OSRS. And honestly, why would you go for the new experience at this point? This guy's not doing any damage on the skeleton whatsoever. Look at that. It took me a while to realize that he's literally doing 0 damage. He's just not even doing anything. That's beautiful. This guard's also watching, like, bro, you're wasting all your runes. I don't want you to watch, though. It's time for you to go down. Oh, that's the other one. But yeah, I somehow got, like, really swole with the skills when I was playing this before. I don't even know what I did. But I'm pretty crazy powerful. I can't use my dragon armor because I'm not a member, so I think I'm going to go over to the Grand Exchange real quick and buy some rune armor. I do know there's just like a ton of content with this game. Like, there's so many places to go and check out. In the members world, like, the free world is just like this little area here, right? That's it. But you can... Like, it's a huge area to explore. Like, the wilderness is all just this PvP area. And the point is, it has, like, somewhere near 10 times the concurrence of ESO. So, as a content creator, I'm not going to play a game that I don't like. But if there's a game that I legitimately like... Oh, wait, the Grand Exchange is this way. Whoops. Wrong way. Like, I mean, I don't even know how many hours I put into OSRS back in the day. Yeah, before it was OSRS. But this is what my friends and I played in middle school. You know, we'd get home and we'd get on OSRS and play together. So I have some serious memories. This guy's still at it. Bro. You got this. Just give another 10 years. You'll kill that skeleton. So I have some really good memories, and my first time being a member was when I jumped on it in 2022 on my iPad. So I still have explored like a very small portion of the member content. Oh, this is the Grand Exchange. I'm just on the other side of the wall. Whoops. No, I need to go in here. That's where I need to go. That's where I need to go. So I'll get myself some rune armor, so I'm actually like a little bit chunkier when I just go around randomly killing things for no reason. And then yeah, we'll see. Membership, you can buy it with gold, but you can also, it's like 13 bucks a month, I think, to be a member. So if this goes well, you know, I might do a dedicated OSRS stream sometime in the near future here. And if it goes well, I will probably get a membership and everything, but there's also a ton you can do without a membership. You know, like you can, like, Iron Man is a big deal in this game, where it's kind of like solo self-found in PoE, where you just do it all yourself. And some Iron Man people, they limit themselves to just the free areas of the map and don't do members at all. But dude, look how many people there are here. Holy what? Yeesh. Anyone have rune armor, please? Well, I'm about to go buy some. Because I don't even know why, but I have a pretty high amount of gold in here. Only 500k. I think I'll be able to cover it. So this is the main way that you get stuff. So I want to get burp, derp, derp. Oh, that's right. There are different styles of rune armor too. Can get it in like, oh yeah, there's the gold version. That's just mainly just to be flashy. It's a flex. Okay, how much does the gold rune plate body cost? Oh, only 60k? Fine, let's do it. Let's add 5% on that so to make sure I'll be able to get it. And then you just put in the request. And usually if you add 5% or you make it a good deal, it will show up immediately. So there we go. And it wasn't quite that much, so I got a little bit back as well. And now I'll actually put some armor on, so I have some defense. It's probably a good idea. Yeah, damn, there's so many people here. Wait, why can't I wear it? Why can't I... What? Where? The rune thing. Oh, you have to complete the Dragon Slayer quest. Oops. I haven't done that yet. But that'll probably be one of my first pieces of content. You know, I'll probably just stream completing that quest, because now I have the thing that you need for that. For now, let's just get the lesser version of the armor. That's right, you can't wear rune plate until you do the Dragon Slayer quest. Okay, so I want the, like, not quite so beefy rune armor. Not plate body. It's funny, you can wear the dragon plate body, but you can't wear the rune plate body. Where is it? Rune chain body. That's it. That's it. Beautiful. That I can wear. I look pretty beefy too. I'm a beefy frog boy. Anyone for Connect 4? These are definitely some Zoomers. Alright. I'll also try to get some plate legs. which I can wear without doing the quest. I'm gonna get the gold plate legs. Oh yeah. So I got so much gold, I don't even know what to do with it. Got him. Beautiful. And are there gloves too? I forget, it's been so long. Starting to look pretty cool here. No. Yeah, it's just the helmet, the legs, and the pants. You can do a shield too, of course, if you have a one hand, but I'm doing the great sword. So yeah, guys, I'm legitimately planning to incorporate some OSRS because it's a game. It's a great combo here for me because it's a game that I actually love and I've loved for an extremely long time. And it's also retardedly popular. Like I don't even really understand why, but that's even a great angle for content in itself, is just trying to figure out why this game is so popular and why it's so popular with Zoomers. You know, I'll make a video just figuring that out. And also one where it's like, I haven't played in 4 years. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'll probably make a new Iron Man character too. Oh wait, these guys are having some fun over here. I want to have some fun. They're hitting each other with chickens and stuff. Oh, what happened? This guy doesn't have a head. Where's your head? How are they spinning around each other like that? This guy's also got some camo on? What? This guy's got a cool helmet. I don't even know what's going on with so much of this drip and everything. I have no idea. Gotcha. Gotcha. It also seems to be, just from the player names, a very popular game with weed enjoyers. Yeah, just to be, like, abundantly clear, I have no plans to abandon ESO ever. Like, I really feel like I can do multiple games at once. And based on what you guys said, I'm not gonna add any games to the channel that you guys really don't like, you know? So I did a poll and basically everyone said, um, one guy even said, "What's Fortnite?" I think he may have been trolling, but the point is that ESO players who make up the majority of my subscribers don't play Fortnite, and it doesn't overlap at all. So even though it's a popular game that I play, I'm probably not going to incorporate it into the channel. But OSRS is another MMO that people who, like me, like ESO is great, but it's not like everything I want in the world of gaming. There are certain things, especially this year, while it's going through this temporary maintenance mode, that just really aren't like perfect for me. So I guess I'm partially trying to farm the algorithm and get views off of popular games, but at the same time, I'm also just trying to help my audience here. Or maybe you will also really like OSRS and want to jump in too. Hey Lavendil, man, I gotta mention, I gotta apologize to you directly for getting you to try New World. But great timing. I don't want to make another New World mistake, right? Where I start investing in a game that is just gonna die. But OSRS makes a ton of money, and it has a huge, like, breathtakingly enormous player base. And ESO doesn't have the player base right now, but it could get it, and it also makes a retarded amount of money. Like, I'm still reeling from the realization that ESO makes at least 50% profit margins, if not as high as 75%. Like, they should really reinvest some of that into the game, okay? Microsoft is only asking for 30%, guys. Come on now. Let's make some legitimate. You guys obviously have the money. Make some improvements, but at the same time, that's awesome to hear because Microsoft is going to have a lot harder time shutting down a game that's making them 100 mil per year. They really have to justify that somehow. But yeah, there's a lot out there. I'm not just like saying I want to incorporate Fortnite for no reason. I literally play 3 rounds of zero build Fortnite duos with my wife every single day. 2 or 3. We've been trying to get to bed a little bit earlier recently, so maybe not always 3. But yeah, I mean, it's one of my favorite games, but I'm probably not going to cover it on the channel because it's not what you guys are into. But for those who are disillusioned with ESO or just looking for something else to play, and now New World is not an option anymore, really. Oh, what a nightmare! What a nightmare. I mean, OSRS is so accessible. It's free to play. You can play on your phone, on your iPad, on your computer. I'm enjoying the computer experience. RuneLight is amazing. Like all just the add-ons that are built into it. I was playing and I was like, why is this stuttering like crazy? Like my computer's pretty good. And there's just like one add-on hidden in here, GPU. Utilizes the GPU. It's like, oh, okay. I turn that on and suddenly everything is smooth as butter. So RuneLight is a great resource. It's just like a launcher for the game, right? And yeah, no, I would totally recommend just trying out OSRS, especially if you've never played it. To anyone who is just looking for something to do aside from ESO, and like me, you don't want to make another New World mistake. And just new MMOs are not looking good. The market is less accessible outside of ESO when it comes to like, Guild Wars 2, and wow, you need a PC for that. Lots of people just, especially a lot of my audience, they play on PS5 or Xbox. That's not going to happen. But people usually have phones or some kind of computer, and basically anything can run OSRS. So I feel like it's a good way to go with the channel where I'm just seeing my potential for growth being limited by ESO's potential, which is I don't really want to settle for that. I mean, I don't want to be so tied to one game that when I thrive, it thrives, and when it doesn't, I don't. That just doesn't seem like it just seems too dependent. It doesn't seem like a valid and sensical model for my content creation career. And if I start making content at OSRS, there's considerable competition, but there was when I came into ESO too. And I can stand out as someone who plays both games. And as someone who's Christian, I want to talk about that a little bit. You don't understand stage 2 of the wall? Oh, you and me both, brother. It's the same thing. That's what I was, saying in my video last week. It's going to be the same thing. You have like this brief introductory quest where this guy whines like a woman about the fact that he's going to die. Bro, welcome to the universe, right? And then it's just the same daily quest, except you have the holy beam of piss. The beam of piss being shot at the wall. So yeah, this is just a consequence of I'd forgotten Matt Fuhrer's message at the end of last year saying ESO is going on maintenance mode while we fix stuff for a year. While I make the game better in the background, we're basically not going to do anything impressive or new. Sorry. And even with that, they did. They did subclassing. They reskinned the starter islands. They did quite a bit for people who weren't doing anything. So I went through in the earlier part of the stream about like all the things we can expect next year, like maybe areas of Skyrim, overland content, a firm announcement about crossplay. So yeah, I mean, I think ESO could go through a renaissance just like OSRS did in 2013, where it had something like 30K concurrence, and that's probably about what ESO does right now with considering console. and everything. And it went from 30K concurrence to an average of 150. I think the same is possible with ESO in 5 to 10 years, just like what happened with OSRS. It didn't happen overnight, but the game has just been growing in popularity, even though it's old, because it has this vintage old school appeal. And within 10 years, ESO will have that, and we'll also have the failures of tons of MMOs, and people are just going to stop caring about graphics. You know who cares the most about graphics? Gen Xers. Boomers don't care. Millennials care quite a bit about graphics too, because we were the ones who grew up with, wow, it's Halo 2 versus Halo 1. It's such a great improvement. Wow, right? But Zoomers are like, bruh, what's even graphics? Like, I want to play a game, bruh. Yeah. You know, like they still don't care. They don't even see a difference between, like, say, Throne and Liberty and OSRS. It's just a different generation. They just have totally different values. So pretty soon people are like, skibbity yacht toilet, look at ESO, right? You know, like, and I think it's a long shot, but I think it's actually even possible that ESO will come to mobile at some point in its life cycle. I'm not saying that's like it's gonna happen. I'm calling it. ESO is gonna go on mobile. Hey, look, I can match this guy. We got like the same look. Me and this red guy. I can switch over what I had before. There we go. Bing, bang, boom, bong, done. We are brothers. We are brothers. Look at that. But this reminds me of something else I do want to talk about on the stream today a little bit, which is that, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm a fake Christian. I'm a demon worshiper. I'm going to hell because I play games with witchcraft in them. Like, I really thought these people died off with, like, the Harry Potter generation. You can't let your kids read Harry Potter because it has witchcraft in it. It's satanic. I've had 2 dudes recently say, God bless you, my brother in Christ. By the way, you're not a real Christian because you play ESO and there's necromancy in it. And there's a character in it called Moloch Baal sacrificing, children. It's like, dude, yeah, guess what? Moloch Baal is probably derived from Moloch Baal, sure, but he's the bad guy. And it's very clearly denoted he's the god of rape. It's like they're coming out and saying, hey, here's the hero of ESO, Moloch Baal. Everyone think he's so great and awesome. He literally steals your soul. Like, I don't know. I think this comes from the evangelical and Pentecostal community. I am a trad Lindy Christ bro. All right. Like, I go to an Anglican church, and it's weird that the traditional churches are actually the open-minded ones these days. Like, that legitimately weirds me out. It seems like it should be the opposite. Like, Catholics, Orthodox, Anglican, they should be the ones who are judgmental and everything, but it's not. And this is people I talk to, right? Like my friend at church, he grew up in like a very, like, if you guys don't know what dispensationalism is, it's ridiculous. It's the idea that the only way Jesus can come back is if we put Jews in Israel, because Jews being in Israel is prophecy, and we're going to force God to come back in the second coming with this creepy occult stuff of putting Jews in Israel. But so many American Christians believe this dispensationalism. I mean, it's mind-boggling, right? But this is also like the overlaps of people who think this kind of thing. Harry Potter's demonic. You're going to hell if you read one page of that book. Well, now they're all scratching their heads because J.K. Rowling is like anti-trans, right? Like, well, it's still demonic. You know what I mean? Yeah, I've had people coming out and saying, you shouldn't pray for ESO because it has necromancy and summoning demons in it as a topic of the game. It's kind of like you shouldn't pray for the world because it has evil in it. You shouldn't pray for sinners because they've done bad things. I don't know. Like, what I ended up telling this guy is it's this kind of thinking that makes people think all Christians are bigoted assholes, and I'm trying to end that stereotype. God says pray for everything in weird and random places. I mean, that's paraphrasing, but that's in the Bible, you know, be full of prayer whenever you feel like it, pray for everything. Like I just had to make sure I address that before I go. It's just such a weird idea. OSRS is the way. Yeah, there are different rewards. The Wormwrithe weapons are now dropping, and the Caltrip skill style. But yeah, it's basically just maintenance mode event. There's nothing that fancy going on. Jumped into OSRS last year after playing back in 2003. Love it, but the grind is real. Oh, it's such a grind. The grind is kind of fun too. You just click something and it does it, and you can like walk away and come back, right? You know what I mean? So it's not like you're gonna get carpal tunnel from the grind, but it's quite a grind for sure. You have nothing new to do because you don't have Solstice? Yeah, for sure. Game companies and shareholders care the most about graphics, not gamers? Well, clearly, I mean, look at this. I mean, how many concurrents are there right now? Let's find out. Let's find out. A little behind the scenes peek there. Yeah, right. Oh, look at that. 172,000 playing right now. Wow. Wow. I also want to talk about something else here real quick. I really feel like God has been guiding me this whole time. Like ESO is kind of in a bad place right now, but I think it's going to have a renaissance. And Twitch, everyone's like you should stream on Twitch because it's the platform to stream on. Twitch is it. But yeah, they at this point have laid off something like 70% of their staff over the last 2 years. It's crazy. So Twitch is a skeleton crew now, and YouTube is coming in and putting in new features that will make it considerably better. So YouTube is the future. It led to a slower start, but that's it. And then ESO is pretty soon going to be one of the only MMOs that's still valid. There's going to be WoW and ESO and OSRS. Ashes of Creation is never going to be a thing. Pretty much no quote unquote indie MMO is ever going to be a thing because they don't have the money for it. And the big AAA gaming studios are moving away from MMOs because they don't make enough money, except in very rare circumstances where they're already extant, they're already in a reasonably good place. And there's lots of problems with ESO, but it is overall in a reasonably good place. And it's making so much money, I am almost angry about it. I've talked about this multiple times in the stream already. But with the amount of money ESO is making, they should be investing way more in the game. Like I said before, Microsoft only asked for profit margins of 30%, guys. Okay, like I appreciate it, but you can take some of that 50 to 75% profit margin and reinvest it in the game, don't you think? Don't you think? And hopefully they will. That would be nice. But yeah, right now the game doesn't cost enough to run, which is crazy. It makes too much profit for Microsoft, which is crazy. So I don't know. Like, I feel like the problems with WoW are bigger than an ESO. I feel like the exodus from New World to ESO is just the beginning. There will be another exodus out of WoW into OSRS, but also probably ESO. All ESO needs to do is come out with some really banger improvements and updates. really not that much is required. So we'll see. We'll see. But I'm probably going to wrap it up here, guys. OSRS is too much for you. You need to feel your character and look at beautiful landscapes. Yeah, I mean, ESO is definitely more beautiful. Babe, I'm streaming. Yeah, okay. No, don't get in the camera. Get out of here. I love you. She's like half naked. No, I'm gonna get taken off the... YouTube's gonna take me off for CP, dude. I hope she didn't show up in the... My like 10-year-old daughter just came in the camera wearing underwear. Bro, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hey, your old game is Diablo 2. Guild Wars looks fun, but it's PC only. Yeah, I don't know. Like, Guild Wars just seems like it's probably just gonna get boring quick too. So yeah, I mean, we'll see. I think there's quite a bit of overlap with ESO and OSRS. I think there can be even more, right? But I'm gonna do a poll once I get off here. I already had it all set up, but I didn't want to overload with content. Like, I try to space out a few hours between streams and polls and videos and stuff to give you guys a chance to engage. I'm gonna do a poll judging sentiment with OSRS. We'll see, right? I did a poll on Fortnite and people's interest in that, and 90% said they don't play it. I'm like, okay, that's probably not gonna go well with my community then, right? Both Amazon and Microsoft are cutting tons of jobs across all sectors now. Yeah, for sure. What's cool about Jagex is they're still independent. Yeah, have a great day, Bill. I appreciate you coming out. And yeah, before I go, please do like the stream and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I appreciate you all. Just gonna make sure I thoroughly covered all the topics I wanted to get to today. I showed off the new Coldharbour house. I displayed what very little there is of phase 2 of the Writhing Wall. Talked about how the current state of semi-maintenance mode in ESO is actually, it was signaled and intentional, and it's so they can make really good stuff for the future. So we'll see if that's actually true. Want to talk about New World and Twitch and Amazon in general. I got to that, and also got to playing some OSRS here. So yeah. Point is, I think there's enough overlap between OSRS and ESO to make it so I'll get enough initial engagement for the content to actually work. And then I'm gonna open up a whole new can of worms here with the 170,000 plus concurrent players in this game. So my ESO crew will always be near and dear to my heart, but we'll see. I mean, we'll see how much things pop off with incorporating OSRS, because yeah, it is, I'm pretty sure, the #2 MMO just behind WoW. I've never really had any interest in WoW, and it's on PC, right? So OSRS here, I can play it on my iMac, and it runs just beautifully. I have nostalgia with it, and I know a lot of people who play ESO also play this game. So we'll just see how it goes. Yeah, I appreciate you all. It's been a great game, a great stream. Just gonna chop down some trees here really quick and get out of here. Can't chop that one down. You can only talk to it. Okay. Yeah, God bless you all. God bless this game and also ESO. And to all the bigoted Christians out there saying we shouldn't pray for video games because they're evil. You are not doing good by Christ, guys. I am so sorry to say so, but that is not the way. That is not the way. But so many people have that kind of perspective, and it is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah, phase 2 of the Writhing Wall is just more of the same, but given how much money it makes, given what they're doing right now in ESO with ZOS to change things, I have a lot of hope. No, it's all good. See you, Lavendil. See you, Pete. God bless you guys. I don't know how to finish this off this time. Because, yeah, I really need 2 monitors, probably. That's the next step. All right, peace, guys. God bless you. See you next time. I'll have a new video coming out tomorrow with the Crown Store Showcase. That's next. Bye.